and welcome to Revivelife, the show where we discuss health topics and wellness and balance. Today we're going to be talking about colds and flus. It's definitely that time of the year again, and we have to ask ourselves, do we use chicken soup or do we not use chicken soup? So these are the things that we're going to learn today. And what I want to share with you is some of the other great topics that are coming up. We've got November the 15th, we've got breast health. November the 22nd, we have digestion. And November the 29th, we're talking about energy, how to double your energy. So today's show, we've got great guests. We've got Tony Greco, and we've got Anna helping us learn yoga moves to boost your immunity. We have Erin Phillips in the kitchen. She's a fitness-savvy mom, and she's a nutrition expert. And she is going to be whipping up some potato hummus. And we also have Dorothy Wilson from Rainbow Foods and Julie Watson, who's a lymphatic massage therapist. So today, we're going to do a quiz on colds and flus and find out what your cold and flu savvy is. So true or false? Number 1, you should feed a cold and starve a fever. Number 2, a mild fever is a good way the body fights colds and flus. Number 3, 8 tablespoons of sugar or 100 grams, for example, from 2 cans of pop, can suppress your immune system for up to 5 hours. 4, acupuncture can help treat and prevent colds and flus. 5, I should never get a cold or a flu. And 6, I should quit exercise if I have a cold. So write down your answers and feel free to call us. The first caller in will win a Greco complimentary consultation. The second caller in will win a complimentary massage with Julie Watson. And what we're going to do now is we're going to learn a little bit about the immune system. So we've got a great video to help you understand how our body has this innate system to fight those colds and flus. Thank you.
Trillions of microbes ready to invade our bodies lurk in the air, the water, the foods we eat, and on the objects we touch. Nevertheless, most of us are healthy most of the time and unaware of the constant battle between body and microbe. Even when infections occur, we almost always fend them off quickly. Our usual state of good health is due to 3 lines of defense: external barriers that keep microbes out of the body, non-specific internal defenses that combat all invading microbes, and our immune system, which assaults specific microbes. The body's first defense against microbes are the skin and the mucous membranes of the digestive and respiratory tracts. The dry, dead cells, filled with hard proteins that cover the outer surface of the skin, prevent most microbes landing on the skin from obtaining needed water and nutrients, while acids and natural antibiotics secreted by the sweat and sebaceous glands actively inhibit the growth of bacteria and fungi on the skin. The membranes of the digestive and respiratory tract are protected by mucus, which contains antibacterial enzymes that destroy the cell walls of bacteria and physically traps microbes that enter the body through the nose or mouth. Cilia on the membranes sweep up the mucus, microbes and all, until it is either coughed up, sneezed, or swallowed. Swallowed microbes enter the stomach, where they encounter a combination of extreme acidity and protein-digesting enzymes that kills many microbes. Farther along the digestive tract, bacteria harmless to humans secrete substances deadly to other invading bacteria or fungi. Though these defenses are good, the warm, moist mucous membranes are more vulnerable to invasion than the skin. Disease organisms that enter the body through the skin or mucous membranes run into 3 nonspecific internal defenses: standing armies of phagocytic and natural killer cells, the inflammatory response, and fever.
So now that you've learned about the immune system, let's talk about the top 10 tips to prevent colds and flus. Tip number 10, wash your hands. We all know about that, but you want to remember to keep your hands under the water and soap for at least 10 seconds. That way you'll kill 90% of the microbes and prevent 16% of the colds and flus, as well as 50% of diarrhea. So you definitely want to keep on washing. Tip number 9. Sugar. What we want to remember about sugar is that it's very easy to get too much, and 100 grams or 8 tablespoons of sugar is enough to suppress immunity within 30 seconds for up to 5 hours. And so just to share with you how quickly it is easy to get sugar, what I want to show you is a day in a life, and maybe what you're going to do is start the day off with a cup of coffee. You're going to toss a couple of tablespoons of sugar in there. That's already 25 grams. And then you're going to move on to your breakfast cereal. And breakfast cereals can have anywhere from 25 to 40 grams of sugar. So that's half of that 100. And then for lunch, maybe you're going to do some tomato soup or a processed soup, and that's going to add another 25. We're already at 75. Then you're going to have a snack bar, which adds another 10 or 15. Maybe you're going to add a fruit cup to that. That's another 20. And then you've had a hard day, so you're going to go out and have a drink with some of your friends, which has at least 25 to 40 grams of sugar. So right there, you have what it takes, 100 grams to suppress immunity. Or if you're a person that eats or drinks a lot of pop, 3 cups of pop is enough to reduce your immune system. So let's cut back on the sugar and go to whole foods and fruits, and that way you're going to boost your immunity. Tip number 8, you want to keep lots of greens in your diet because greens alkalize the body, and what alkalization does is that your cold and flu microbes don't like an acidic environment. So by having your body more alkaline or closer to 7, that just wards off the environment and keeps those microbes away. If you're a busy person on the go, you can do green beverage drinks. There's lots available. There's also green powders. You can throw them in your kids' food. You can mash up broccoli and stick it in their tacos or their meatballs, and this way you're just fortifying their nutrition. Tip number 7, you want to detoxify once in the spring and once in the fall. What detoxing does is it helps to alkalize your body, it helps to reduce the free radicals that are in your system, and reduces the need for antioxidants. So those are just a few, so stay tuned. We've got lots of great things coming up. And right now we're joined by our guest, Julie Watson. So thank you so much for joining us. Okay. And I think people are not perhaps familiar with the whole concept of what the immune system actually entails. And I understand that you're a lymphatic expert. So can you tell us, why do we want to be aware of the lymphatic system?
The lymphatic system is your very important defense system. It's basically your frontline soldiers that are there at attention waiting to attack any invading material or anything we've ingested, anything we've inhaled, or anything that goes through the skin, just like the video was mentioning.
Okay.
So if anything crosses that, it's ready there. It's got special cells, it's got special organs, it's its own little system in itself to protect you against disease and other conditions.
Okay. So when my child is not feeling well and I start feeling, everybody starts to feel around here, so what exactly is the doctor feeling for when they're feeling around here?
They're looking for the lymph nodes, basically, yeah. And a lot of people will call them glands. It's a bit of a misnomer, but it's the lymph nodes, and they're everywhere in the body. There's 150 in the neck alone.
Wow.
There's 50 in each armpit and 50 in each groin. So they're there to filter and store a lot of these invading material that have come into your body, so bacteria and viruses.
So for the viewers then, we have these lymphatic cells, and they are all the way in our toes, our feet, our arms. They drain into the central core of the body, and they act like this filtration system for all those nasty bugs that we encounter. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So if somebody is interested in improving their lymphatic system, how would they contact you, and what would happen in a visit?
Well, they can contact me. Either they can look on the internet for www.lymphaticrehabmassage.com, or they can call me directly. And then for this cold and flu season, it's really important to make sure that your lymphatic system is where it should be. It should be working 100%, and if possible, even better, because on a daily basis, it's being assaulted with just normal things it has to